Hi HCG family, this is Jen and
Joey, Emily.
and the kids are tired. It's been a long day. We had our trick-or-treating today. It's Sunday, November 4th. So it's after Halloween, but we wanted to show you guys our costumes anyhow. So Joey was the amazing Spider-Man! Woohoo! And he had a mask and gloves and it was super fun. And what did we do tonight after we trick-or-treated and after, oh, grandparents ended up coming over here, so that worked out nicely. We visited with grandparents, and then what did we do? Where did we go? We went out?
Oh, we went to Ruby Tuesdays.
We went to Ruby Tuesdays for dinner, so that was fun. And then we stopped by and saw my mom and visited for a few minutes, and now the kids are so tired because, of course, we moved back last night, so their little bodies feel, it's actually 10 o'clock here, but to them it feels like it's 11. It's like 10:20. So alright guys, you can go ahead and head to bed. Good night. I love you.
Good night.
Mwah. Good night. I love you. Okay, sweetie. Aw. Alright, good night. Alright guys, so we'll try to make this as quick as possible. And excuse my arms, I'm probably going to keep moving them back. I mentioned to you that I make a little quirky kind of chocolate recipe. There's a few. The reason why I do this is because I definitely have a major sweet tooth. So I've had to figure out ways between my frozen bars and my strawberry desserts and things like that and my cookies that I was able to stretch my chocolate. And one thing that I've done in the past and I really enjoy incorporates chocolate delight. So first of all, let me show you basically how I do my chocolate delight, which I kind of already talked about once. Now, in my crock pot here, I already have my 1 cup of coconut oil melted. And I'm just going to go ahead and add in a whole cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. Now tonight I opted to use just this one. This one I got from Aldi's, which is great if you guys have one by you, because this is seasonal item there and it's inexpensive and it's low in fat and low in carbs. It's 10 calories a tablespoon. So that's really nice to have on P2 if you're not doing the real dark chocolate. Okay, and I'm just sifting this in because I want to make sure, since I'm doing such a big batch, that my chocolate isn't going to be bitter. And this way you get all the clumps out of your cocoa. Oh, it has been a long day. Literally, my hands are actually tired. Oh, okay. So, we got that in there. All right, easy enough. Another chocolate I wanted to show you. Now, this one's from Trader Joe's. I like this one on P3 if I'm not doing, and I do like dark chocolate, but I'm not using that tonight. This one, though, from Trader Joe's is nice because it has more calories, but it actually has less carbs. It has 2 carbs with 1 fiber, whereas this one has 3 carbs and 2 fibers. So they're a little bit different, and it does have more calories and it has 1 gram of fat, so a little more fat too. But it talks about here on the side why it's a little bit different, their cocoa powder. And that's unsweetened as well. So this one's Trader Joe's. I like this one on P3. This one's Aldi's, or you can find a similar one like Nestle or whatever in your grocery store. And this one I like on P2, or I'll do the dark chocolate. Alright, so those are my chocolates. So I already have here, keeping nice and warm. And this works out really good if you don't have like a double boiler, if you don't want to, you know, make one, which you could do. Just to do it there. And look at that, just dissolved like super fast. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and add into that. Now this is a cup. Remember guys, it's powdered Truvia. So important. So it's not a cup of regular Truvia, it's already powdered. Which of course changes, you know, the amount that you're putting in since it's already powdered. So that's 1 cup powdered Truvia, 1 cup sifted cocoa. And actually I measured 1 cup of unsweetened cocoa, then sifted it. And then I have the 1 cup powdered Truvia. And I'm going to do, okay, 2 tablespoons of the McCormick's vanilla, imitation vanilla. I know I've mentioned this before, but this doesn't have sugar or alcohol, and that's why I like to use it. And then I'm going to use just a little bit of sea salt. You could put this in, I'm sorry, not sea salt, this one's kosher salt. You can put this in whenever. I don't measure it, I just shake it in. Because salt, which I know you guys know, that just makes chocolate flavor come out better. All right, so there you go. Now this is a very basic recipe. A friend of mine though asked, I had told her, hi, that I was starting to vlog, or have been vlogging I should say, and because I wanted to share some recipes, and she did ask me if I would show how to make chocolate because she wanted to forward it to one of her friends. So I thought that was nice. I'm like, sure, I'll do that. All right, so there's my chocolate. Let me grab a plate out of here. All right. I'm gonna take the whisk out. Oh. All right, guys. Here is the strange part of my recipe today. Now, I went ahead and put my cookie sheet, a small cookie sheet, in the freezer with my parchment paper. You know what? I gotta grab a fork or something. This is pretty warm. I could actually probably, I have this on high. I'm gonna turn it down at this point. All right, do you guys have any idea what this is? Kind of, what in the world? It's like, you ever had like chocolate covered potato chips? Well, obviously it's not a potato chip, but what it is, it's cabbage. I kid you not, folks. We're making chocolate covered cabbage. I know, it sounds disgusting, but it's not, it's really good. So I'm gonna pop those in there. And they've been sitting out a little bit, so they're not too cold. I'm not afraid of my chocolate seizing up. I'm just gonna pop those in. And bring those back out, put them on my cookie sheet. I just have the cookie sheet cooling so I can show you guys how they set up. And also sometimes I'll do that if I just, you know, don't want to wait quite as long for it to get cold. And the kids, of course, love this. I know, it's so weird. Like, who would have ever thought chocolate covered cabbage? But it's delicious. It's like the cabbage is so light in flavor, and I use the outer pieces, and I stay away from like any of the, and I cut them pretty uniform so they look nice, but I stay away from the real thick pieces, or like the inner ones. Sometimes they get kind of bitter, so you want to take the outer pieces of your cabbage, and then you can cut them into these nice squares. But the reason why I do this is because I was trying to come up with a way to make my chocolate delight stretch, because I love it. I love it so much. Thank you, Delman, if you're watching. Delman's awesome. He is like the inventor of chocolate delight, and it's so delicious. But, and actually, he sent me a message, and I'm gonna be working on a cookie recipe for him. So I thought that was super cool. I was like almost, by the way, Delman, I was kind of starstruck when I got your message. I'm like, oh, Delman sent me a message. Awesome. Anyway, all right. So I got to work on that. And okay, but this one, I promise, this is the one I really wanted to share today. All right, you guys get the idea, but we go through these pretty quick. But it's nice because you can see, you can really get your chocolate to stretch. And I know it looks so weird, but I'm telling you what, it just, I've made these for friends, and I'm like, oh, try this. What do you think it is? They're like, I have no idea, but it's really good. And you cannot tell that it's cabbage. All right, so that's one thing. And also, guys, for newbies out there, or for the person who is just starting this diet, I know most of you guys can figure this out yourself, but I am going to do a chocolate-covered strawberry. I just put it on one of these doodaddies, and these are fun for the kids to make. And of course that stretches your chocolate as well. All right, and this is fun. I mean, this is like when you go to one of those fancy hotels and they got like a chocolate fountain. You do it in your crock pot. I'll tell you what, you can have a lot of fun with this. But of course, you know, be careful how much coconut oil you eat anytime in your life, because, you know, it can go right through you if you eat too much. All right, another thing I wanted to show you. Now, I am sorry to say, and I don't know who told me this, but somebody left a comment how they use these Faye empty containers when they make some of their desserts, and like chocolate. I thought that is such a great idea, because now I do have these little molds, and I've got tons of different molds. You know, this one actually I just bought, so cute, little pumpkin ones. These ones pop out. I've got just a whole bunch in the cabinet. These ones I found, and I still love these because I'll do like a, you know, chocolate and then peanut butter type one when I'm on P3. So those are nice. But what I liked about these is I also have, since I do have to limit myself, and I have such a horrible sweet tooth, I will actually make chocolate like a piece at a time or a bar at a time. So I'll take my Chocolate Delight and I'll just put it in there. I'll put, now if I'm not going to have my grissini, because I usually don't, I'll put in a teaspoon of flax meal, okay, which is this right here. I found this one at Costco, and this is organic golden flax. It's mostly fiber, and so it goes, you know, it doesn't seem to affect my diet at all. It's only a teaspoon. Now when I'm on P3, I'll actually use a little bit more. And then I'll put a little bit of unsweetened coconut flakes in there. And then just to give it a little bit of a nutty crunch, I'll put a little bit of the organic golden flax seed. Okay, so that's, let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so sometimes I'll put that in there. And of course, now that's for like P2, I'll do this. Now if I'm on P3, I might go ahead and add, you know, peanuts or whatever. I mean, you can add so many things to your Chocolate Delight. But this is, okay, I just pop this right out. And what I like about that, it gives a really nice, like a bar. I mean, it's so substantial because between the flax meal and the coconut flakes, and this was only a tablespoon of coconut oil, which is kind of a lot. I mean, you know, it'd probably be all I would have for the day, or at least for a dessert. I might still use a little bit for cooking during the day. But it's just really nice because you sit down, you really feel like you're eating something substantial with this. That's, you know, you can tell that's pretty big. All right, so that's that. And then something my hubby likes to do, I'm gonna pop these in the back in the freezer. Or in the freezer. I had that tray in there earlier. I'm sliding all around the kitchen here, you guys. I feel like these crazy shoes on with my crazy outfit. Oh my goodness. Plus we're at Ruby Tuesday, and like I wasn't trying to embarrass Emily. I'm like, oh Emily, let's wave goodbye. I'm like doing the little queen wave. She's like, oh my god. She's going to like scoot out of there. But let me show you. Now I'm trying to get Brian to come over here and do it. All right, let's just do a couple. Oh, I hope I don't get my sleeve in this. Just do a couple scoops of our extra chocolate. Okay, now what Brian likes to do, how do you do this, Brian? He puts it in between parchment paper and then he spreads it out like this. And then, am I doing this right, babe? And then he'll do this one. Anyways, he's like the master of doing this. I never really got it down. But he makes it all like a Hershey's bar. And then he puts this whole thing, and that wasn't very much Chocolate Delight at all. And then he'll put the whole thing in the freezer like that. And then he comes up there, and when he takes it off, it just peels right off, and he's got like a whole candy bar with hardly any Chocolate Delight, you know what I mean? And sometimes he'll add the coconut flakes and stuff too, which really bulks it up. So I like to do that, and I think that was about it for today. Let me see if those set up so I can show you how they look. I think they are. Of course, you know, you do want to really let it sit longer than this, but you guys, you know, you see what I mean. And that's going to firm up. It's going to be like a chocolate covered potato chip, but it's cabbage. And of course, oops, let me paper towel here. And of course, you know, if you wanted to, just like we did with the cookies, you could take some unsweetened coconut flakes before they set up. These are starting to. And put those on top. And I've even put like a little additional salt sometimes. You know how sometimes you really want that sweet and salty type thing? Oh, no, I don't want this one. Sometimes I'll sprinkle a little salt on top. Brian generally doesn't, but sometimes I will. I think my palate's just crazy. And a little bit of these guys. These are the flax. And that kind of gives it a nutty flavor. And if you were concerned, you know, maybe don't use the flax. I've never had any problem. I only use a little and I skip the grissini. So it doesn't seem to affect me at all. But anyways, there you go. So you've got chocolate covered cabbage. I know it sounds really strange, but I'm telling you what, you guys have got to try this. Just use like the outer leaves, cut it up into nice uniform shape, and use your Chocolate Delight recipe or whoever's you like to use, and it's so delicious, and it really stretches your chocolate for you so you can enjoy it longer during the day. All right, well, I will let you guys go. I hope you enjoyed this, and I think that's it. All right, good night. I'll talk to you later. Bye.